Hey everyone, so I realize I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately, but mainly it's been a while since I've done a theory. So this theory is going to be inspired by Generation Tech and Geesleys. They recently did a video on everything right and wrong with the Battle of Kashyyyk. Now, this theory is going to be not scripted, just completely from my head right now, like all my videos. What would have happened if Yoda and the Wookiee generals, the Wookiee general as well as Chewbacca, were able to get the word out that Order 66 had been executed? Well, I think that the Wookiees, first of all, it's actually how to get this message out. I'd say just do like a big Wookiee cry or an alarm or something on the speakers that explains that the Republic has turned on them, but the Jedi have not. This would have allowed the Wookiees to understand the talk without most of the clones understanding it. This would have also, and Luminara and Quinlan Vos probably would have understood it and said, wait a minute, the Republic's betrayed us, and we're not a part of it. Alright, we gotta get the heck to Master Yoda. So Vos and Luminara probably would have survived, because the commanders were really the ones to get the order. So that means Commander Gree and the other one that was after Vos would have mainly heard it, and then they would have spread the word. This would have given everyone time to get the heck out of there. The Wookiees then would have taken more fortifying positions away from the clone troopers, but close enough that they could still fight back if ambushed, or to ambush the clones themselves. This would have allowed for optimal resistance against against the clones and droids. Once the droids were pushed off-world, it would just be the clones, but then the Wookiees could just use their know-how of the jungle. Maybe they had some secret underground forts, or tree forts, since their trees spanned several thousand meters into the sky. Master Yoda would have then gone back with Master Yoda would have then gone back to the Jedi Temple alone with, meeting Obi-Wan there, of course. Then Luminara and Vos, he would have ordered to stay put on the planet of Kashyyyk. The Wookiees would have told the Republic, lied to them at least, that the clones had all died in the battle against the droids, or at least the majority of them, and then the rest of them were killed by the Jedi, who then escaped off the planet. They would have also pointed out a few dead Wookiees that they would have gotten, and I don't know how well the Wookiees respect their dead, but I feel like that Luminara and Quinlan Vos would have used some of their lightsabers to cut wounds into them that would have killed them, while the Wookiees would hide their blaster bolts, so that they could show dead bodies to the Republic, saying, this is what the Jedi did to our brothers. They truly did betray the Republic, and should be immediately considered enemies. This would have made the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk a prime resource for the Empire. Not just for slaves, of course they would probably do that, but they would also have access to its oil. And then with Vos and Luminara on the planet, lots of Jedi would probably sense them there, and go to the planet to see what was up. Yoda would have then they would then tell all the Jedi to get off-world, They would then gather. They would gather into one of the more seclusive Wookiee cities that was more or less less likely to be visited by the Republic or attacked by the Separatists, like an inland city that was fully covered with trees, so much that it would seem like it would be night. Then Master Yoda and Obi-Wan, after completing their duels, would have told Luminara and Voss to tell all the Jedi that on their behalf, first of all, they are all to be considered dead, not existent anymore. They are basically all these Jedi. They have to stay hidden. They have to hide wherever they can. They probably won't even tell the other Jedi where they're going, not even some of the most trusted masters that may have gathered there. These masters would all probably question it, but as well as the Padawans and Knights, but eventually they would all understand they would have to go into hiding. This would allow the Wookiees, again, to stay in the Empire's favor. I mean, maybe they'd use some Wookiees as slaves, but they'd let the population be relatively peaceful, because the Trandoshans would probably not be in charge there, because the Empire thinks they can trust the Wookiees. All the Jedi would then immediately get off-world, go in any direction they can. Some maybe sticking together, like masters and apprentices, knights and apprentices. And they would spread the word to any Jedi they found. They would set up a temporary base of operations, like, say, Joe Costa's place. Heck, someone could probably go to her immediately. And even that guy who had the Barash vow taker, the one that Vader killed to get his lightsaber. So anyway, they would all set up something like that. A lot of them sticking together, but some of them staying relatively separate, knowing that they have a form of communication, but knowing that they cannot contact each other unless it was absolutely necessary, and also knowing that they could not meet up unless absolutely necessary. This would help Luke Skywalker later form his Jedi Order. Now, something that's something that this would really impact is Kanan and Ezra's meeting with the Grand Inquisitor. The meeting with the Grand Inquisitor could have brought back Luminara, but it shared her fate. Fortunately, the Empire had probably a large amount of dead Jedi Masters at their disposal that they could probably fake are alive at that time, like they did with Luminara. They could do it to, say, Adigalia, or another female Jedi. You know, something like that. So, yeah, they could have done something like that. So that's pretty cleared up. Kanan and Ezra would still meet the Grand Inquisitor. They would still come to blows in about the same way, probably like the same kind of trap. And then Jocasta probably would have some help in the Jedi Temple archives. So she would have probably been able to kill the Grand Inquisitor, but that would mess too much with the storyline. I'm going to say she probably would have been able to enter and get more than just that one artifact, while having some battle backup with her. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in some stories I've seen on other Star Wars YouTube channels, I'm not a Star Wars YouTube channel, but I really like Star Wars, so basically the Wookiees harbored quite a few Jedi. this would have allowed them to escape, and, you know, Wookiees would eventually become enslaved, working on the Death Stars and building it. But it more than likely would have allowed the Wookiees to stay relatively peaceful. Heck, and even work with the Trandoshans, who like to hunt Wookiees, since the Trandoshans' nature was probably in the Empire's favor. And the Wookiees seemingly don't like the Jedi anymore. Of course, maybe a couple Jedi might stay on Kashyyyk, but well hidden, very well hidden. Heck, they might even, I don't know. But yeah, this would help a lot with Wookiees, the homeworld, and just relatively spread the Jedi a bit thinner. They would have, and with Luke Skywalker's upbringing, they would say, wait, Skywalker, like Anakin Skywalker? I gotta go meet this guy. So the rebellion would have more Jedi. Then they would probably go with Luke when he started his Jedi Order. More students. Heck, Jocasta would still probably even be alive. Maybe a couple Jedi would have died with her, but I feel like she would have at least escaped to her place, left her things there, and quite a few things would have changed. Maybe some more Inquisitors would have died. Maybe even Ahsoka would have gotten the message or something. But I don't know. What do you guys think would have happened if a scenario like this would occur? They came up with some methodical plan like this. The Wookiees would have warned everyone, and they would have, and all the Jedi would have survived. That would flee to Kashyyyk, which would be quite a bit from what I've heard. Including Voss and Luminar, which are two very powerful Jedi Masters. It would also help explain Voss's fate, and he would even be able to live out his days with his wife. Maybe some like Jocasta would form some Jedi orders. Jocasta would probably stick more to the old ways. The others maybe branching out a bit, exploring the darker sides of the Force, just a little. Maybe even attachments. Because attachments are a very big strength, especially to Darksiders, if they kill them. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like this theory? Tell me why or why not. And I'm going to try for a goal this episode. Can I get 10 likes? A normal person's hands full. 10 nice fingers. 10 nice likes. Which I know is asking a lot from my 6 subscribers and no views in weeks, but, maybe I can get some likes on this video. I don't know. We'll see. But, please, come back sometime soon for some other videos of mine. Tomorrow I'm probably going to start the Sun and Moon playthrough since I need to get that rock rough, Ultra Sun, and then try to finish up Moon since I'm only about halfway through. Alright, well, see you in the next video. Peace out. This was the Obsidian Empire.